Welcome to JK Games, the gaming podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
And whether you play on easy mode
or you like a good challenge,
this is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge.
Ooh, yeah.
We're here.
Let's go. This is episode 94. We are on 94. And guess what, Jerica?
What?
Today, this day that we are recording, is our anniversary. Our second anniversary.
Aww.
Let's take a moment to reflect on this past 2 years.
Yep.
Let's just take a moment. You know, we've been through a whole pandemic in this time.
We did. Yeah, we still talked about games.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this whole thing. We talked about games at least for the most part once a week.
Yeah, we had maybe a couple of weeks we took off, but I'm pretty proud of us for sticking to it and coming out with content. And we changed a lot. We changed our whole brand. Like, we started out as a totally different name, and then we evolved, we changed, we got new setups. Jerica has set up our Twitch, and we finally started doing like some cool live stuff, some games. And so that's exciting. We've just really grown this past 2 years, and we're so happy that you guys have followed us on this journey together. Just wanted to be a little sentimental for a minute.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool to look back on.
And you know, we definitely haven't went backwards.
No.
Like everything we do, it just gets a little bit better. So
let's go. Who knows what's next?
Who knows? You know, someone might listen to us and be like, man, those gals are great talking about games. Let me tell them, maybe they'll put our products on their podcast. Is that what happens?
I would love that if you're listening and
I was trying to think of something cooler, but I was just like,
use us, people. We'll promote your things. Why not? That'd be a fun next step.
Or maybe we can just start promoting our own products. You know, Audrey's making her blankets.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she can give us money to talk about her blankets.
I don't know. Okay. That's kind of counterintuitive for you, I feel like, Jerica, you know?
It is. You're right.
But we could just talk about her blankets. They're very pretty. I love them.
They're beautiful blankets. Audrey's been crocheting. I say knitting, and she's like, no, it's crocheting.
It's different. Yeah.
It is different.
They will get offended. I have learned. But no, thank you guys for going on this journey with us. 2 years, and who knows how much left to go. We've got a lot of spirit left in us. We got lots of plans.
We're not stopping this train yet. We don't know where the train's going.
It's whistling along.
Choo choo.
Well, so today, we have some fun things to talk about today.
Yeah, we do.
First of all, just to promo ourselves, if you want to go, let's just start out with our loadout, shall we?
Let's do that. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. So our Instagram and our Twitter is at JK Games Podcast. If you want to go follow us over on there. There's not a question of the week this week, but there will be next week. I can guarantee you there will be. So you can check out I did post something on our stories. We're looking for episode suggestions. If you have any suggestions for main topics that you'd like to hear from us, feel free. Mm-hmm. We love hearing you guys'. We've had fan suggestions before and done some episodes based off of that, and they're always really fun. Like, I think we had someone suggest to do the video game movie episode where we like talked about our favorite video game movies. And so I love just hearing what you guys would like to see. That's really fun. And of course, we recently talked about how we've been doing live episodes now, and we're also streaming some games. I'm currently playing Resident Evil 8 Village, and Jerica, it was really fun. We did a stream, and Jerica's just kind of like watching and giving commentary. And I feel like you're like so evil because you know when like stuff's coming up, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's great. I anticipated all the jump scares, and at some point, if you watch the stream, I just start eating because I got really hungry.
She gets the video game munchies.
I did. Like, I didn't eat enough before we started streaming, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm starving. I'm starving watching Kayla, like, kill these werewolves.
Yes.
Lycans.
Lycans.
Excuse me. They're lycans. Yeah, to learn the difference between a werewolf and a lichen.
We discussed that on
Liking.
Liking. That's the southern
Likings.
version.
You can definitely listen to that episode instead of Googling it.
Yeah. So we our last episode was live, but right now I believe.
Oh wait, I said episode. That stream.
Yes.
Yes. We had an episode and I forgot we did we streamed
both,
the episode, and then we just streamed the Let's Play with Kayla playing Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Which maybe will be on the internet at some point.
Yes, it should be fairly soon. I'm working on editing that a little bit so you don't have to watch like the whole thing, because I think we did almost 2 hours. I don't know if you can still watch it on Twitch right now. Maybe
you might be able to.
It stays up for a little while. So if you want to, go ahead and follow us over on Twitch. It's at JK Games Cast, and then if you click the little like notification button, it will notify you when we go live. Because who knows? Sometimes it might be last minute. Sometimes we plan in advance. We like to be spontaneous on this podcast. Okay. But I'm working on now editing that to put it on our YouTube. What is our YouTube, Jerica? I think it's just our name, right?
Yes. I think, hold on.
It's just JK Games Podcast, I'm pretty sure. And I think it's the first thing that pulls up when you search it on YouTube.
It's sad. I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure that's right. Well, we haven't used YouTube a whole lot, but I think it would be fun to upload, since it doesn't stay on Twitch. We're going to start trying to upload them onto YouTube so you guys can go back and watch them, because I think they're fun. But I'm pretty sure it's just JK Games Podcast.
It is JK Games, but maybe I should update it to be JK Games. But right now, or JK Games Podcast, but right now it's JK Games. It's JK Games.
Okay.
We will reevaluate the YouTube situation.
Yes.
So I'm going to make this easier to find, because right now it's not easy to find.
Patent pending, but be on the lookout. We'll post on our Instagram when it is good to go. But also, don't forget, you can always email us any questions, comments, or concerns to jkgamespodcast@gmail.com. We do check that. It is on my phone as well. I will see if you email us. And of course, don't forget to leave us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. We will read them. We don't have any new ones this week. Get my little tiny violin out. What is it? I don't know. What does a violin sound like?
That's
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're gonna go into our easy mode, which is what we've been playing this week. We're gonna do our normal mode. We have a good bit of news to talk about this week. We're gonna talk about EA Play, which is gonna play into our main topic.
Oh my god. Oh, everything just transitions very well into each other on this episode.
Yes, because our expert mode today is about remakes and director's cuts, and maybe some remaster talk too. Basically, anything to do with like remaking, putting out extra content, anything like that with a game, like any remake or remaster, and these new things called director's cuts with video games.
What's going on there? I don't know.
I feel a little bit like we're on the edge of a revolution with video games.
Something's happening.
Something's new
about something. I'm just like, I'm ready to talk about it, but I'm like, wait, it's not now.
Yeah. We're going to get into it though. But first, Jerica, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I don't have any really new updates for what I've been playing other than Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing with Destiny 2, and you've heard me talk about this before, Kayla. There's, there's seasons. You could pay for the season pass, you get level up, you get gear, and all this fun stuff. And there's also events that take place at certain points of the year. And so the Solstice of Heroes event, I think that's what it's called, Solstice. The Solstice event is happening right now. And there's always some really pretty armor that your character can grind towards and get and unlock. And it was sad because this time last year, I was just about to get back into Destiny near the end of this event, and I just didn't have enough time to do everything to get the armor. So I started doing it, And I didn't realize like the week after was going to be the end. And I was just like, I worked so hard to get the first parts done.
Oh, man.
And then I was like, oh, man, I'm not actually going to I've wasted so much time. I won't even be able to do this. So that was sort of a letdown. So I knew this year, once this event came back around, I was going to hop in early. That way I can make sure I get this really fancy solstice armor for my guardian. So we are on like pretty much the third phase of getting the armor. The last couple of achievements that we have to do is we have to do a raid. And then I think do a couple more, lost sectors, master lost sectors, which are almost like small raids, sort of like the smallest type of raid ever. They're just really challenging. You can play with up to 3 people in these. And we've already done a dungeon, which took us like an hour. And it's like also like a mini raid. We were able to knock that out. So literally the biggest thing on our to-do list is do the raid. And luckily we were able to get in with the group. Our Respawn Aim Fire podcast friends of the show. Those guys, we were able to rope in some of them to raid Friday, tomorrow, or today if you're listening to the episode. So tonight we will get the raid done. Not the newest raid, because there's actually a new raid in Destiny called Vault of Glass. And I say new raid, it's actually a raid they brought back.
Oh, cool.
From Destiny. And I actually remember doing this raid with some of our friends that we both know, Kayla. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, that was one of the first times I did a Destiny raid. And it was just such a blast. It's
nostalgic.
Playing Destiny. It is, yeah. So like, hopefully we'll be able to do Vault of Glass soon. And then, Kayla, my ultimate dream, which I love playing with all my friends on Destiny, but like one thing I'm really let down right now with Destiny, like they're testing crossplay right now.
Yes.
They have cross save, but they're testing crossplay, which would allow all of our friends, whether you play on Xbox, PC, or PlayStation, that would allow all of us to play Destiny together.
Oh, that would be really nice.
So anyone that's got Destiny, you know, maybe we can recreate that group we had years ago playing Vault of Glass and do that raid again. I'd like to do that with our friends.
Yeah.
One day.
Well, hopefully that'll be soon. Hopefully they'll implement that fairly soon.
I hope so. I'm ready for, I think, I need to look this up, but Bungie has a Destiny, like a stream coming up.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Let me
see when that is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that.
When is it? Let me look into, I'm Googling it. Destiny stream.
That's all right.
Bungie. Bungie reveal Destiny 2 showcase next month. August 24th.
Okay.
So next month, right around the corner. So I cannot wait to see what new things are coming to Destiny. I am excited. I may make sure I'm off for whenever the expansion comes.
Oh, of course.
Spend some time playing that. I love Destiny so much. It's such a great game. It's just, you know, it's my mac and cheese.
Your mac and cheese and
comfort
the potatoes.
Food.
Your mashed taters.
Yeah, it is, you know,
it's your southern comfort food.
It's my southern comfort food. Destiny 2 is.
Absolutely.
I might make a country song.
Yes.
Combining those two things.
Yes. 100%. So is that all you really had to talk about this week? I know it's kind of weird because our most recent episode came out not long ago because we had a delayed kind of episode. So there's not much time span in between, but
the reason why I haven't been playing anything else is because, you know, I have to get this solstice armor and there's things I got to do in Destiny, and then there's a checklist. For sure. So, but yeah, just Destiny. That's all I've been playing. I mean, technically I have been playing this mobile game. It's called 2 Dots. It's one of those like, it's not Candy Crush. But it's like, how the levels are designed just reminds me of Candy Crush. Audrey got me onto it, but you work in
is it Apple Arcade?
No, I think it's just like
a
regular app. Of course, you can pay money for random unlocks, but you like combine the dots of the same color. It's It's just a satisfying little mobile game that I play, and Audrey's got me onto that. It's a great thing to play before bed.
Ooh, yeah. I like playing Mini Motorways before bed, too.
That's it. I missed that game. I need to get back to it.
I re-download it every once in a while.
Did you know? I think there's like a new version, not from the same developer, it's like trains or subways. It's not Mini Motorways. It's like Mini something else.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. I love Mini Motorways. I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I love that one. And this is Apple Arcade that this is on.
It's called Mini Metro. Is their new game? It's on Apple Arcade. Mini Metro Plus. It's a subway. I haven't played it yet. I just saw a new Mini Metro game.
Is it on Apple Arcade? It says I need to pay money.
No, it's on Apple Arcade. Mini Metro Plus shows Apple Arcade.
Oh, okay.
I think
I'll look at it.
I mean,
later.
That's what look at it later. I think so. Oh yeah, I see where you can pay money for it, but also it's in Apple Arcade.
Okay, I'll download it later because I love Mini Motorways. Yeah. All right. Well,
okay.
I guess I can talk about.
What about you?
Thanks, Jerica. I love hearing you talk about Destiny because you get so excited about it.
Oh, there's always just something new in it. I love it.
I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what gaming's all about, getting hype, you know?
Hype.
Okay, speaking of getting hype, I have,
yes.
I put down Apex for a while. Speaking of some foreshadowing, we're going to talk about some more updates later. I actually haven't seen any of the updates. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch EA play live. So we're going to go up. This is brand new to me.
Me neither.
We'll go over it.
Me neither.
We've had a lot going on. We've been trying to get stuff ready, doing some new stuff. And we've got lives and things too. So we're going to go over it together though. I'm excited to go over it. So I picked that back up. I've been playing some games, played a little bit of ranked. I still got it.
Ranked.
Still got it.
Okay.
So I've been doing that, and then I have been playing Resident Evil 8, like we talked about earlier. We streamed my first impressions, but I also played some more today. And no spoilers, but this is spoiler free, but I am loving it so far. My first impressions are it's amazing. It's so atmospheric. And even though it's creepy, it's not I feel like if you're a person who doesn't like super scary things, I think you could still play this. It is scary, and there are some jump scares, especially in the beginning, but it's so in a weird way cozy almost.
I know,
I talked about this on the stream, but yeah,
I feel the same way.
It's because it's very the castle's just so intricate and beautiful, and the winter landscape is just super I don't know, it is cozy, and there's it does invite you to explore.
Yes,
but it also is terrifying, and I'm only a couple. I'm I think I'm 3 hours in only. But yeah, Jerica, I'm keeping Jerica updated with where I'm at because there's some points that she really wants me to stream. She wants to see my reaction. So again, it might be random times, so make sure you're subscribed to our Twitch so you can get notified. But that's really all I've been playing, is Apex and Resident Evil 8, because I'm trying to focus on that right now. And then I wanted to shout out an indie game this week. This is one that is not out yet. I don't remember if I've talked about this when we went over the Wholesome Game Direct. I think this was on it.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't remember if I talked about it. I follow them on Twitter, and I follow a lot of small indie developers on Twitter and keep up because I think it's so fun. They usually post pretty regular updates. This game is called Apico. It is a laid-back beekeeping simulator.
Ooh.
And it's not out yet. It looks like the demo is out. I don't know if it's out on Steam or what, but there is a demo out, so I want to try it. Apico is a laid-back beekeeping sim game. It's about collecting and conserving bees. So set in a series of lush environments, Apico uniquely combines resource gathering, biology, and beekeeping minigames, taking ideas from a mix of real life and fantasy apiculture and floriculture. So it is by... Developer is T Engineers, and publisher is Whitethorn Digital, and it comes out next year. So it's really cute looking. Like, I think it's just coming out on Steam, which is unfortunate. Oh, you can play the demo on Steam right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I could see this game. I'm watching like a little snippet of the gameplay. It looks like it could definitely like come to Switch.
Yeah, isn't it cute? It's very like
cute.
What's it called? Pixely.
Yeah, it reminds me like a little bit like Stardew Valley, but a little softer.
Yeah, I really like it. And so that's something that really appealed to me. And I like talking about indie games. So I definitely would check that one out when it comes. You can wishlist it on Steam and you can go and play the demo right now and see if you like it. So, yep, that's my indie game of the week, folks. We can go ahead and get into our news. New news. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about it. I can't remember what we wanted to lead with. I think we wanted to lead with EA Play, right?
Almost. There's one thing I want to start with that I didn't add to the notes, and I should have. That way, you could have seen it too.
That's all right. I like being surprised.
Well, a new game is out, and I'm excited because this is one that hopefully I can talk about next week that I've played. But Death's Door just came out. I believe you can play it on PC and Xbox. But I figured I would sort of talk about it just for a second because if you haven't watched the trailer for it, it looks really cool. Specifically, like a lot of the character designs just remind me of like I always forget like I always said Studio Ghibli. That's
Studio Ghibli.
I went Jubio Ghibli.
Ghibli. Studio.
Thank you. Studio Ghibli. Those things. But yeah, just some of the art style like is sort of in that vein, and it looks really sort of creepy but fun. And I don't really know if I haven't played it personally yet, but from the trailer, it does look like one of those beat 'em ups that I'm sort of like starting to get more and more into. Just like I don't know if it's one of those games like why am I blanking on the type of game that I'm thinking of? Roguelike. I don't know if it's one of those sort of like Hades. That's what I'm thinking of. I need to watch an updated trailer, but I just remember I was captivated by the design of the game and the art style was really cool. But I'll read a quick snippet about this game real quick. So it's reaping souls of the dead and punching a clock. Might be honest work for a crow. Ooh. The job gets lively when your assigned soul is stolen, and you must track down a desperate thief to a realm untouched by death, where creatures grow far past their expiration date and overflow you with greed and power. Okay, there you go. I mean, I'm sold. I don't know what's happening, but I'm down. So some of the description of combat. So talon sharp combat. Utilize melee weapons, arrows, and magic to overcome a fantastic array of beasts and demigods. Mistakes are punished and victory is rewarded. Gain an edge by customizing your character's stats and mastering the abilities and upgrades you obtain. A beautiful, bleak world. Venture beyond the doors and explore a land full of twisted inhabitants and countless secrets, bringing hope to the weird and wonderful characters you'll meet along the way. There's a dark mystery to unravel. Track down and defeat colossal tyrants with stories and motivations of their own. Experience a somber yet darkly comedic tale, uncovering the truths behind the flow of souls and role of the crows and the origin of the doors. So it's like there's like some hell talk, you know, Death's Door.
Let's go,
some
baby.
Souls that are like lost somewhere behind the doors. It's very mythical. But if you, like I said, definitely check out the trailer. The art style is unique and it looks like a fun game to play.
I looked at pictures. It looks good.
Yeah. A recent quote from someone at GameSpot, I guess, who played the game. This is one of their quotes. Death's Door finds humor and misery and makes you a grim reaper crow. All right.
Wow. All right.
So yeah, I'm definitely going to give that a shot just because, you know, I have the Xbox now. Mm-hmm. So I can play that at some point next week. And I think I got an 88 on Metacritic, which it was one of my picks, Kayla.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to do an update on that at some point. Talk about what all we've added and then what all.
Yeah, I'd like to see where we're at and what we think is going to come out. What's like, man, I shouldn't have picked that.
Yeah. There's a couple of those. There's a couple.
Anywho.
All right. Well, that's exciting. I hope that you enjoy it. Do you think you'll play it soon?
Yeah, I'll actually probably give it a shot sometime tomorrow before I get deep into Destiny.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go into our next bit of news. Do you want to go ahead and talk about EA Play Live?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm excited about this. Let's see what we got. This article that we're just kind of basing off of is from The Verge. This is by Andrew Webster. So it came out, or the event was today. Is that right? Or yesterday?
Well, Thursday, if you're listening today. Yeah, the podcast should be out Friday. So Thursday, today. Yes,
nice.
Today is Thursday. Technically, we're recording on Thursday.
Right.
Happened today, earlier today.
So we got a little bit of news on Battlefield 2042 getting a creative mode. Interesting. Okay, one of the biggest surprises was the reveal of Battlefield Portal, a mode for Battlefield 2042 that's built around user-generated content. The mode will feature all 7 maps from the base 2042 game, along with 6 maps from classic Battlefield titles, which can then be remixed by customizing modes, settings, along with weapons, soldiers, and other content. Okay, that's pretty cool. There's even a logic editor, though EA says you won't be able to edit the maps. Interesting. User creations can then be uploaded so others can play alongside them. Okay, it's basically like a custom game, it sounds like, which is pretty cool. Portal will launch alongside 2042 on October 22nd.
Ooh.
All right. Are you a Battlefield fan?
I'm not normally a Battlefield fan. Whenever I play them, it's like, man, I love how they look and play, but I suck at multiplayer so bad. But I'm blown away by how good what they're trying to implement in this next game. Like, it looks really phenomenal.
I agree.
So I'm gonna probably have to figure out a way to try this game and like
Isn't it
dedicate some time to
on
it.
Games Pass?
I don't know for sure. Actually, I don't know. I mean, that'd be great if it is, because I'd love to try it before I buy. I don't know for sure.
Ooh,
I can look.
Yeah. We should see. Just that would be a good thing for you to try on Games Pass. Okay, so I am such a fake fan when it comes to Apex. I haven't seen any of this Apex stuff, Jerica. I'm very excited to talk about it.
Yes, I haven't even. I don't know anything about it, so I hope you know what to explain.
I'm very excited. So, a beautiful new Apex Legends cinematic, which I love where they're going with their cinematics. It reminds me a lot of like what Overwatch does. Super cool. So developer Respawn previously teased the next Apex Legends character, Seer. I've seen pictures and Seer looks really cool. But now we have a really good look at him thanks to the gorgeous cinematic that has me pinning for an Apex animated movie. Yes. You'll be able to learn more about how he actually plays when the first gameplay trailer drops on July 26th. Okay, so that's fairly recent, or fairly soon that they're going to drop like the actual gameplay trailer. So it looks like all we got was a cinematic, which I will definitely be watching after this. Seer will be a part of the game's next major update called Emergence, which launches on August 3rd. Oh, that's also pretty soon. And for esport fans, the second season of Apex Legends Pro League is slated to start in September with a prize pool of $5 million.
Let's go, Kayla.
Yeah,
do that.
Come on, folks. I'm a pro,
Go be a pro, Kayla.
Oh no, I'm not. I am not a pro. Not even close.
Man, this new character is insanely cool looking.
Pretty cool, right?
I like his little like gestures and like style.
Yeah, I think
he's got a cool swagger.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what his abilities will be.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see more of that when we get the gameplay trailer, but I haven't even seen the cinematic, so I have no idea what to expect.
Oh shoot, Kayla?
What's wrong?
I hope I'm not spoiling it. I'm just like generically describing what I'm looking at right now.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm watching the trailer real quick.
No, you can do that. I don't care. You're not spoiling anything for me. I'm gonna watch it whenever. Let me know what you think, Jerica.
Oh, I'm watching. That's me watching. That's the sound I made. Oh, ooh, this is cool. This is cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
also, let us know if you're interested. I would love for us to stream some Apex sometime. I don't know how that would work. Playing together, you would only be able to probably see one of our screens.
We would definitely make sure it's your screen, Kayla.
But you
not
can still
mine.
see.
I don't want anybody to see me play.
But you can
Apex.
still see your face, and like you could be playing with me.
Yeah.
You know?
No, easy. We could definitely make this happen sooner than you think. Like,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll look at my
right.
schedule, but I should be free to try that out whenever you want.
That would
next
be
week.
fun. Next up, just a couple of other smaller things. So Knockout City is getting a new season. Multiplayer dodgeball game. This actually sounds really fun. Knockout City is getting a big update when a film-inspired second season called Fight at the Movies kicks off on July 27th. Most notably, the update will add a new map that takes place across what looks like a wide range of faux Hollywood sets. That's fun. This game looks fun. I would like to try that out.
I've heard good things about it. I haven't particularly watched any of the gameplay. But I just know people are playing it online. I hear about it. I just haven't tried it myself.
Have you do you know what Grid Legends is?
Have no idea.
So
it looks like Too Fast, Too Furious.
Basically. So Codemasters is now under the EA umbrella, and the studio's next release looks to merge movie-style storytelling with realistic racing. Grid Legends features a story mode complete with real actors. Okay.
Whoa.
The cinematics were filmed in XR, much like The Mandalorian, to tell what looks like a classic sports underdog story. Interesting. Players will also be able to create custom races that mix and match vehicle types. Okay, so it's like a racing game, it seems like, but with more cinematic elements.
I don't know. I have no comments on this. I'm like, what?
Interesting. Okay, so that was really it besides the big things we're going to talk about, or the bigger thing we're going to talk about, which is Dead Space. Jerica, did you want to talk about Dead Space?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going to be your Dead Space expert. So before I start, Kayla, have you played Dead Space?
I've never played Dead Space.
Okay, cool. We're both in the same boat. I have never played Dead Space. So let me pull up that article real quick. So I feel like out of all the news, that was probably the biggest reveal was that, which I've heard rumors about Dead Space getting remade or at least the new game. Mm-hmm. But the story is, and what was officially announced today is that Dead Space is getting a remake on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So one of the Survivor horror stories most iconic games. I'm sorry, I'm rereading this all wrong.
That's all right.
I'm going to start over.
Yes.
This article is also from The Verge, by the way. Andrew Webster wrote this one too. One of Survivor Horror's most iconic games is getting a next-gen facelift. At its EA Play Live event today, a remake of the original Dead Space is in development and will be launching on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. The publisher says the game is rebuilt from the ground up with EA's Frostbite engine and with the studio motive. Best known for the space shooter Star Wars Squadrons.
Okay.
So they're handling the development. There's currently no release date. There was a trailer that showcased and announced this news. Looks really creepy. It's odd that I've never played this, Kayla.
It sounds like something you would like.
It's a scary space game.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue the article real quick because it gives some context. This will mark the first entry in the franchise since Dead Space 3 in 2013. So it's been a long time since there's been a Dead Space game. I didn't realize it had been that long. The franchise was originally created and developed by Visceral Games, which was I'll use their word, was shuttered closed in 2017 while working on a single player Star Wars game that was eventually canceled. I don't know if you remember that news. There was a studio working on a Star Wars game, and they shut it down. They shut it down, which was sort of sad. Obviously, like actually really sad. But however, the visceral spirit does live on in a way, as a former Dead Space executive producer, Glenn Sheffield, is working on the new. He's working on a new sci-fi horror game, the Callisto Protocol.
Sci-fi horror, sign me up.
There's multiple games. Okay, here. I did that last bit of the article. I am so sorry if that didn't make sense. My reading is not good from this distance. I told Kayla earlier I'm like leaning back in the chair.
Yeah, she's relaxed.
So I'm very relaxed and far away from the screen. Either way, it's been a long time since there's been a Dead Space game. I've never played any of them. I actually did not realize there were 3 of them until just now. I knew there was a second one. I knew there was a third. But it's a scary space game, Kayla. Have you ever heard of Dead Space?
I have heard of it, and I feel like I've seen gameplay, and I think I would like it. Because, I like it. I love a good scary game.
That's one of our favorite types of games, Kayla.
Yeah.
And on top of that, because we've never played them, or never played at least the first one, I'm excited for this complete remake of this game because I've never played it. And what better way to play it than, because like it's one of those games I've thought about going back to and like figure out a way to play it. But I'm just like, I know this is an old game. I may get turned off by it. Maybe I won't. But now I'm just like, nope. Pause. I'm going to wait for this one. I'm going to wait for the remake to come out. So I'm going to enjoy it in all its next gen glory, because it's just coming to next gen consoles.
That's exciting, and that'd probably be a fun thing to stream too. I feel like I would love to see a reaction to that, especially made for next gen consoles. I feel like that would be really cool, exciting. That kind of plays into our main topic.
Yep. I'm sorry, I just interrupted you and ruined that vibe.
Oh no, it's okay. We have more to talk about anyway.
Dang. I don't even know what I was going with, but I interrupted you. You know what? Let's nip it in the bud. I'm going to let you continue.
Oh, it's okay.
Say that one more time, Kayla.
I was going to say that plays into our main topic today, where we're talking all about remakes and kind of like what we enjoy about them, which ones are our favorites. Do we like remakes? I think I kind of know the answer to this, but I think some people may not like them. So just talking all about it. But this kind of prompted, Jerica came up with this idea today. So did this and the next topic that we're going to talk about kind of prompted you for this episode?
Yes. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This all ties in together for a good topic.
When does this release again?
What, Dead Space?
Yeah.
No release date.
No release date.
We just know they're working on it. So it's probably far away. I think that's what I was about to say when I interrupted you.
Oh. All right. Well, yeah, definitely I'll be keeping an eye on that, because that sounds really interesting to me. I don't know why I never played it, but I didn't.
So I have an idea.
Okay.
Because, we're talking about remakes and why we'll talk about why we are fans of them here in a minute. But to the other topic, there's like a reinvention of they almost go hand in hand, but they sort of don't, because I'll get into this in just a second, but there's not just remakes out there anymore, Kayla.
Yeah.
There's, we have our DLCs. We have things that have been upgraded for the PS5, but this is like a Sony thing that we're about to talk about, and it's called director's cuts. I talked a little bit about it on the show last week, but specifically PlayStation is adding bonus things and updating things in PS4 games for the PS5, and they're calling this the director's cut.
Mm-hmm.
Which at first, when you hear director's cut, Kayla, what are you thinking about?
What comes to my mind is, obviously there's director's cut for movies. So I immediately think movies, and then I immediately think like never before seen footage kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know with Death Stranding specifically, I know we talked about that last week, that Kojima came out and said like, no, this is not what that is.
Yeah.
But that's what I think of. That's literally exactly what I think of is when you say that, is like a compilation of like footage that we haven't seen in a way.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and transition to our expert mode.
Yeah.
But the last bit of news was we got more details and a short little new trailer for Ghost of Tsushima, Iki Island, their little new part of the story that's going to be tied into their director's cut version of the game that comes out. I think it's next month. We will dive into it. So I will go ahead and read this article real quick, and I want your impression if this lines up with what a director's cut is, Kayla.
Yeah.
Let's do a little experiment.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready? You ready to listen?
Yeah.
Okay. This is coming from the PlayStation blog. So we have Ghost of Tsushima: Journey into the Dark Secrets of Iki Island. Iki Island is fun to say.
That's cute. Yeah.
Iki Island. So, haunting memories and new threats await Jin Sakai, main character, from Ghost of Tsushima. So, it's been quite a year for the team at Sucker Punchin' for everyone. Last July, we shipped Ghost of Tsushima while working from home. Since then, we've been overwhelmed with gratitude by the positive responses we received from players all over the world. 1 year later, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is set to be released on August 20th, and we can't wait to share new stories of Jin Sakai with all of you. And there's a new trailer you could definitely watch. As a part of the Director's Cut, you'll be able to play a new story expansion featuring Jin set on Iki Island with new locations to discover, characters to meet, tales to complete, and more. Jin's journey begins when he discovers that a mysterious Mongol tribe has gained a foothold on Iki. They are led by a reverend shaman named... here we go, Kayla. Okay. Angskar Khatan, known to her followers as the Eagle.
That's
and
a lot
I will
easier.
also call her the Eagle as well.
Yes.
As both a Chatan and a shaman, she is not only a conqueror of nations, but a shepherd of souls.
Okay.
And the danger she presents to Jin and his people is unlike any they've faced. So we got a new baddie in here. Looks like a lady, the Eagle. The only way to counter this threat is for Jin to return to Iki Island. He's been there once before, and confronting a new dangerous enemy, he will be forced to face old fears, unearth deeply buried traumas. Wow. Sounds like Jin's about to learn some more stuff about himself.
Have some therapy sessions, yeah.
Yeah, right? As you explore the new island and battle new threats, you'll also dive into the dark past of Clan Sakai. Our semi-fictional version of Iki Island provides a stark contrast to Tsushima. It is a wild, lawless land of raiders and criminals, scarred by memories of war, fiercely independent. The samurai have not been in control here for decades. So I'll leave it at that because I think that gives us a little introduction into what else you're going to get in the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima. And I am so ready to get my samurai on again in this game.
So I have questions.
Okay.
So this was presented as a director's cut, right?
Yes. So this was actually a part of the director's cut. Yes.
Okay. So
this is included.
Okay. So how much extra do you have to pay for this director's cut if you already have the game?
So let me pull that up real quick because, of course, you don't have to pay as much because Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is the whole game.
Yeah.
Plus some, obviously, with Director's Cut. So let me pull this up real quick, just so we can get the details. Comes out August 20th. This Director's Cut arrives for not only PS5, but there is a PS4 version as well. Where's my okay. Where's
my super suit?
Where's my super suit? I'm looking for pricing. Okay. I think I found it. Okay. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Director's Cut. I think I said the other word. Will I leave it in there? We'll see. Director's Cut will launch on August 20th for $69.99.
Okay.
What a great price. And PS5 for $59.99. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. $69.99 for PS5, $59.99 for PS4.
Okay.
You'll be able to pre-order digitally at the PlayStation Store and physical versions from other retailers. No. I'm looking for if you already have the game.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Found it. If you already own Ghost of Tsushima on PS4, you can pre-order an upgrade to the Director's Cut on PS4 for $20.
Okay.
This upgrade will be available starting on August 20th. Okay. Okay, which I own. I have the regular Ghost of Tsushima, but if you want to upgrade directly from the PS4 game to the Director's Cut on PS5, it's going to be $30. Okay.
Okay, so then you get the like graphics upgrade and the like extra content, I guess. Would be the benefit of doing that.
So there are some features, Kayla, in the PS5 Director's Cut. Here they are. They updated the Japanese lip sync because like you can actually, I guess, because you can download the language pack, so you can actually play the game in Japanese. So I guess they fixed some of the lip sync.
Maybe there were some issues.
Yeah, and how it looked with the Japanese language pack. So that should look a little bit better. I'm excited about that. Also, the PS5's ability to render cinematics in real time. Cutscenes in Ghost of Tsushima and on Iki Island will now offer lip sync for all Japanese voiceover. So that's a big update.
That's awesome.
That changes like how everything looks and feels if you like to use the Japanese voiceover. They're also happy to confirm that there was DLC actually for Ghost of Tsushima already called Legends as a multiplayer mode. The new all of these things will take advantage of haptic feedback and adaptive triggers.
Ooh, yeah.
So we'll be able to see and feel the tension in the bow and all that great stuff.
That's going to be cool.
3D audio updates, improved load times, 4K resolution options, and frame rates targeting 60 FPS. So
nice. Okay.
So for $30, Kayla, I'm going to be able to get access to this game. And of course, if you haven't bought Ghost of Tsushima yet, it looks like it's going to be $70 for the PS5 version.
Which is average pricing.
Yeah. I think that's a good price considering how much content you're getting. This is a massive game.
Yeah. I had one other question. So I guess on the topic of like this new director's cut thing, it's this very similar concept with Death Stranding, right? Or is it the exact same concept? Like you have Death Stranding on PS4, right? Mm-hmm. So I wonder if it's the same price. I know you said $10 more last episode, but I wonder if it is closer to $30 to get both the PS5 upgrade plus the extra content.
I'm also on the PlayStation blog, and I'm reading that for Death Stranding.
Let's go ahead.
So excellent question, because I don't know off the top of my head. I know I read that if you've already owned the game, so if you already own the PS4 version of Death Stranding, you can get the PS5 Death Stranding Director's Cut. This is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Here I go. PS5 Death Stranding Director's Cut Digital Deluxe Edition upgrade.
Wow, that's a lot.
For $10.
Okay.
So
that's if you already have it on PS5.
Correct. I'm looking for the full game, like if you don't own it already, how much it is. I can't seem to find that.
Interesting.
Hold on. I'm going to use the good old Command F to find.
Good old.
I'm going to put in the dollar symbol and see where it goes.
That's good.
Okay. I don't know. Yep. Don't know how much the full. I would assume either $59 or $69 as well.
Yeah.
If you don't own Death Stranding already, but hey, for both of us, Kayla, $10.
Yes. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I was curious. So, and here's my other question along the lines of director's cuts. It makes sense. I feel like for these two situations, I don't know if they'd do it in another situation because you're paying for the extra content and you're also getting it on PS5, which is a big jump in features plus graphics. But my question is why, if what the difference is between that versus like DLC content. So, but
I know,
but it makes sense. I feel like if you're thinking like how, because it's essentially, for example, Iki Island. Normally, I feel like that would just be DLC. But it is also like kind of like a jump to PS5 as well. So I think maybe this is Sony's way of like getting those people upgraded with these new games in a way, like getting the game upgraded on people's consoles, and marketing it as like a. I like it. I think it's good. It's just it's different.
I think it makes sense. It makes the name using the brand like Director's Cut on top of these PS4 games coming to PS5. I think it makes sense because you just like what you mentioned earlier, describing like what is it? What do you hear when you think when you hear Director's Cut? It's like you're getting more of something that you didn't have the first time. Like it's not necessarily an actual cut. It's not cut content.
Yeah.
Back to Kojima's tweet, but it is like a way to package this where it makes like
the most sense.
Oh, this is the same game, but I'm getting more out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of the title. I'm a fan of them packaging these upgrades like that because you're getting the PS5 version of this game plus some extra content.
Yeah.
So I think that's a smart move.
I wonder what else they'll do this with.
Oh man, we want a Last of Us Part 2 director's cut.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, they already
Let's
said that they were making it for PS5, right? Like they were.
Well,
I just don't know if
I know they've updated like I think a few things for it to run better, but there's not like we haven't had a director's cut version. So I'm sure like I could definitely see them doing a director's cut and including I could see Naughty Dog including the multiplayer mode.
Yeah, like they did for the first one.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. Let's go. I'm so ready for that to get announced.
I wonder if they would do any sort of like, because we have seen tweets confirming, I forget exactly where this came from, but didn't we get confirmation that another game was going to happen eventually, way down the line? Last of Us Part 3?
Well, so there's an outline out there that I remember reading, like Neil Druckmann was talking about. There's an outline for another story.
Gotcha.
But he doesn't know when that's going to be.
Because I was going to say in a ideal world, we would maybe get a director's cut with a little tease, like a little tease.
I know.
Probably
I wish
not,
maybe what they might sprinkle in something. You don't know. We never know. And considering, I know we're going. Here's the Last of Us podcast. Here we go again.
Yep, that's all right.
Like we don't know what other games are coming out this year from. I think the director's cut thing is super interesting because are these going to be the games for the rest of the year for PlayStation?
Yeah,
like
that's a
does
good
Horizon
question.
Even like are they strategically it's a smart move and it's good. Like I can't wait to get back to Death Stranding or Ghost. Like that's content I want to get back to, but like are they setting these games up to be like the holiday things from PlayStation?
Right, exactly.
Like if Horizon doesn't come out like this, might be the games that are from PlayStation this year.
Maybe, especially
I don't know.
I could see it being a good holiday game, maybe for like people, especially like people who don't have them already. Like that's a good like, I don't know. We'll see. I hope that Horizon.
It would be nice to get also if we're not going to get Horizon this year. Yes, give me The Last of Us Part 2 director's cut.
Yes,
with multiplayer. And what if we just got some DLC, like Iki Island, but for Last of Us?
Maybe like
I don't care what it is. I just hope we get a little bit more of something to play.
Maybe like a Yara and Lev side story or something.
Oh, that would be just like the greatest little Christmas present. Like
that would be so cool.
Nice little surprise.
Like just a little.
Anywho.
It's really funny because speaking of Last of Us podcast, my friend Katie of the show, Scrappy Pedigree, who watches a lot of our stuff and she's a big fan. She just recently I let her borrow my copy of Last of Us Part 2 and she recently finished it and she platinumed it also. And
shut up.
Yes. And
Oh,
so
wow.
she has been avoiding all of our Last of Us content, and she just went back and listened to it all. Like our, because you know, we did a
Aw.
spoiler cast, and we did like what we want out of part 3. We did a lot of episodes if you're listening and you haven't listened to them. But I thought that was really fun. I was like, so she went back and listened to like all of that spoiler content.
Well,
So
she must have enjoyed it. She got the platinum.
yes, she did. I was like, good for you, girl. I did not, but Jericho did. What's crazy is she finished the whole game and only had like 2 trophies left. Like, I think it was like 2. But she, like, actively the whole time. I think you wanted to have like a basic run, didn't you? She was like actively looking at it. I guess to finish out our episode, let's talk about our thoughts on just like remasters versus remakes in general. Like, I think you said you wanted to talk a little bit about Mass Effect, right? Before we wrap up.
Yeah, and it's interesting because this conversation about director's cuts does sort of bleed into remakes, remasters, because that was the way they packaged some games when they went from PS4 or PS3 to PS4 is like, here's this game, it's remastered, you know, upgraded details and graphics. So it's interesting, like that's sort of like why I wanted to talk about this too, because like I remember specifically The Last of Us came out on PS3 and then it was remastered for PS4. So I was curious of like, you know, this is sort of like the remaster evolved is the director's cut to some extent. But remasters can be games that came out long ago and are just updated, but not necessarily like next gen games that we're used to seeing. We're just like, wow, that looks much better. So just like Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, it's not a remake, but boy, would I wish, I'd love to see that. I wish it was a remake. It would just take forever to make.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I guess like the developers are like remakes are, no, I would say, or remasters, I'm sorry, are probably a lot easier than remakes because I mean, I'm sure it still takes a long time and a lot of effort because especially for older games like the first Mass Effect or I know they did Resident Evil 2, right? That was a pretty successful, was that a remake or a remaster?
Resident Evil 2 was a remake.
Was a remake. Okay.
Yeah.
That one was a pretty popular remake, right?
Yes.
I believe so.
I also really enjoyed that one, Kayla. You should add that to the list if you enjoy Resident Evil, obviously.
Yeah, I'm a noob. I'm a noob. I haven't played any of those.
Let me look up I don't know why my brain will not remember. So yeah, I got this list of course, popular remasters. But this list is also weird, Kayla, because there's definitely a difference between remaster and remake.
Yes.
We've had this discussion before. Remakes are built from the ground up. Like we talked about the Dead Space remake that's happening. That's being totally remade.
Remaster would be an example of like Mass Effect.
Yes. So there was a remake of The Last of Us. I mentioned that earlier, from PS3 to PS4.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So it got a little bit of a graphic update. Shadow of the Colossus has both a remaster and a remake, by the way. There was a remake made for it before the remaster was made before the remake. The Master Chief Collection Halo, very popular remaster and upgrade, where most of like the textures and everything's just updated to look more vibrant and crisp. Crisp. Also, the Uncharted trilogy was a remaster. So if you've never played any of the Nathan Drake games, you should definitely check out the remasters of those games. Those are just some of the popular ones.
Yeah,
if you've played them, like they've been updated to look better. Old games look better.
So do we think that director's cut is going to remain something that is just like when a game is getting like upgraded to the newest console kind of thing? Do you think it'll kind of remain in that vein?
I do think so. That makes sense because it does sort of stink to have to re-buy a game.
Yeah.
So I'm glad this is happening where I'm not having to pay another $60
to play it on your
this
PS5.
game.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Like, I think that's a smart deal. And I think the developers that are, supporting these, like whether it's Kojima Productions or Sucker Punch, not only are they giving you a new updated game for PS5, like they're adding more content.
Mm-hmm.
So it sort of like makes you feel like you're not having to buy the same game again, and like why would you? I'm like, those games looked actually really good on PS4.
Yeah.
So it does entice you to spend, and I guess at that point it's DLC. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I don't know.
It's a weird one, but it's working.
It's
for
working.
Me. I'm
think
a fan.
It's cool. Yeah.
I think it's cool. I'd like to maybe replay some of the game anyways, to especially Death Stranding. I am really intrigued by playing Death Stranding and having the haptic feedback on my DualSense. Like, I really want to see what they do to make that come to life and like feel better.
That's what's going to be. So, I never finished it. And I think that's going to be what it ropes me back in. No pun intended. Ropes me back
ropes
in.
And sticks. That was an episode a long time ago.
Sticks and ropes. That was like one of our first ones, I think.
Yeah.
Aw. Babies. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of like, it intimidated me a lot because it's a lot of game. So, but I want to pick it back up. So I think it would be cool to pick it back up on PS5 with PS5 content, like PS5 level of content, So,
yeah. So now we have remasters, remakes, director's cuts that are sort of in this realm of just updated for your next gen console. So better frame rates, faster load times, which is all really because of the great new console you have. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're just in a whole new category of
a whole new world
that you can explore.
You're welcome.
And how to play your game.
Yeah.
And not have to, and it's great if you already own it. You don't have to shell out another $60 for this game. So
we hope that our basic explanation was helpful to you. If you were confused, just kind of like I was when I first saw this news, I was like, what? What does that mean?
What does that mean?
But it sounds really cool.
It does. And I hope I didn't confuse you anymore.
I don't think so. I think we laid it out pretty eloquently, I
tried.
And I'm excited, we'll give little reviews like when these things come out. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Especially like for you specifically, like I've never played Ghost of Tsushima, but this might be a good opportunity for me too. But it'd be cool to see on your perspective, like comparing the PS4 version versus like the PS5 and the extra content.
I can't wait.
I'm excited to hear your thoughts. So
yeah. I can't wait to go to Iki Island.
Iki.
All
right. Well, I guess that wraps up our episode. Don't forget again to follow us on everything, because you never know when we might go live and play some Resident Evil and watch me get scared,
Yeah.
And keep an eye on our YouTube is currently patent pending. There's going to be some changes, and I'll have that uploaded fairly soon. It's a large file, hoping to narrow it down a little bit and get it uploaded so it doesn't take 18 years, because YouTube uploading takes a long time.
Oh my God, it's horrendous.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.